souped up version of the Fishin' Hole, or the Andy Griffith Show theme song, written by Ernie Hagen and Herbert Spencer in 1960 for the show, the Andy Griffith Show. In this version, I do it capoed up on the 5th fret. I play it in the key of D. So when I say I'm playing a D, it's going to look like this, even though it's truly a G. The chord progression for this song is D, D7th, G, G minor, D, E, G, A. And then the way that works is the bass run for this starts it on D, open D, or you can play this D up here, which is the same, and then you skip the D flat and you go to the C. So it's, and then you hit every fret from then on. So it starts with a D, which is the D chord, C for the D7th chord, B for the G chord, B flat for the G minor chord, A for the D chord, G sharp for the E chord, G for the G chord, and then to A. So it's these first two notes I play without a bass, and they are A on the 3rd string and open B on the 2nd string. And then you go to your D chord, and then your D7th chord, and here you're hitting a and a G, and then you keep these fingers right where they are and scoot them down 1 fret. And this is the G chord, which is really a G major 7th, because you're playing this F sharp and the D in the melody. And then you remember you move this down to the B flat. And here you're gonna hit the A, G just like you did previously. So these first 4 chords are I recommend learning 1 or 2 of these chords at a time. And after you do them several times in a row, your muscle memory will kick in and you'll be able to do it pretty quickly. The next 2 chords are the D and the E, and the D has the A bass, and you just play a regular D chord up here on the 1st and 2nd strings. And then you move to this G sharp bass and hit the open B and then the D on the 2nd string. Keeping your position like this, slide everything down 1 and move the 2nd string to the 1st string. Because then you're going to hit the F sharp and the D again as you're hitting the G in the bass. And then you're going to go to an A7th chord. Hitting your 1st string as your melody. So the whole first part looks like this. D, D7, G, G minor, D, E, G, A. And then those 2 notes again and it repeats to here. And then it goes to the D. And then you're going to move this D chord up 2 frets to an E. And then you're going to play a long A. And a long A is just an A chord that you hold your finger down on your pinky down on the 5th fret here and hit this A note up here. So that time around completely you go D, E, A. whole thing just repeats again. To here, and then you go to an A chord or an A7th chord, and then back to a D. And then your second string is your melody. So the whole first part before the break looks like this. Go into the break, which is a G chord. So this G chord, you hold all the way up here on the 12th fret, which is your B note, and then come down to this A note, which is your D chord. And this is a D, you just move the A to up here, it's a long D. After doing that 3 times, you move to an E chord, which is the D here, you move it up to, you move to the E chord with the open E, hit the second string, slide the second string up 2, and then back down to this E chord, and then to the long A. So the break looks like this. Back to the song.